Hello and welcome to SaltWire today for Tuesday, May 9th. I'm your host, Kate Walker. School support workers in Halifax have rejected a contract deal and will be on strike as of 12:01 a.m. tomorrow. A CUPE union local representing 1,800 education support workers in the Halifax area met with the education department today and reported that the talks did not further their members' asks and that they'll be hitting the picket lines tomorrow. Tentative agreements were reached with all 8 CUPE bargaining units representing 5,400 public school support workers across the province 3 weeks ago. The other 7 units voted to accept the deal. Local 5047 that works in the Halifax Regional Centre for Education voted against the deal. This group consists of child and youth care practitioners, educational program assistants, early childhood educators, and more. The union rep said the only stumbling block appears to be wages and that the government has held firm on their 6.5% wage increase over a 3-year contract that would actually expire in March 2024. The union workers have been without a contract since August 2020 when the past deal expired. Parents with children who require supports like educational assistance will now need to find services elsewhere as those workers and many others will be off the job. Police were in the area of Long Lake Park today looking for a missing 44-year-old man. The public was asked to stay away as search and rescue crews looked for Joseph Lauren Vino. The 44-year-old was reported missing on May 7th and was last seen on May 6th in the Spryfield area of Halifax. Police say he's around 5'9", 165 pounds, with a shaved head and blue eyes. He was wearing white loafer-style shoes, jeans, and a red sweater with East Coast lifestyle on the chest. Police say there's no information that foul play is involved with his disappearance, but his family is concerned for his well-being. Nova Scotia farmers are getting more support through funding from provincial and federal levels of government. It was announced today that the Sustainable Canadian Agriculture Partnership will invest $46.25 million over 5 years in the province's agricultural sector.
I want to highlight that that's a cost-shared increase of 25% on the previous Canadian Agriculture Partnership, and it includes a federal investment of $27.75 million.
The money will go towards things like helping them adapt to climate change, developing markets and trade for products, and pursuing research.
We're also helping the sector organizations to support farmers to be partners in industry research. And we're helping bring in national and international speakers to their annual conferences to learn about new market opportunities.
One of the new offerings, called the Resilient Agriculture Landscape Program, will help farmers use their land in more eco-friendly ways like healthy soil and water resources. An agri-stability program, part of the funding, protects farmers against large declines in income, and under the new agreement, it provides a compensation rate of 80%, up from 70%. Firefighters were back on the ground this morning fighting a wildfire in Digby County that has grown to cover an area of about 80 hectares. The fire was reported yesterday on Highway 340 in Hassett near Weymouth. It's been burning between the highway and the Partridge Island Lake, a popular fishing spot. This morning, the Department of Natural Resources and Renewables said 10 of its firefighters were on the scene and another 15 were en route from other areas of the province. A department helicopter was dropping water on the fire, and members of 4 local volunteer fire departments were also assisting. It was the second fire near the lake in a week. Another at the head of the lake May 3rd burned about a hectare. It is considered under control but not out. There is no further information on that fire. There have been 122 fires in the province since March 15th. They're still considered active, including 2 in Digby County. Some residents left their homes voluntarily yesterday. A $30 million reno for the Sackville Sports Stadium was added to the pile of HRM's capital projects today. Without debate, Halifax Regional Council passed a proposal from staff to add a revitalization project to the 10-year capital plan starting in 2027-28. It means staff will now move forward on a formal plan for revitalizing the 34-year-old rec center with a focus on public safety, accessibility, and inclusivity. The work will involve improvements to public space and parking, a redesign of the change rooms and public washrooms, building a primary centralized entrance, adding an indoor walking track, and a full-size gym. Plans are also to develop a green space and water access to First Lake, including a floating dock and boat access. The potential revitalization projects are anticipated to cost $30,450,000, with $2,250,000 already in the capital plan for the stadium. It's time now for a glimpse of today's Thinking Out Loud with Sheldon McLeod. Today, Sheldon is speaking with the Healthy Tomorrow Foundation's Carrie Copeland about the Premier declaring May 9th as Make Your Move Day.
Aside from the proclamation, will there be an advertising campaign? Will there be public service announcement? I'm just curious as to, how we can keep reaffirming this message.
Exactly. This is a long-term project. So Make Your Move launched in 2020. It does include social marketing campaign and TV ads. Our movement ambassador, Tara Taylor, can be seen encouraging women to rake the lawn, park at the back of the lot, stuff like that. We're working through our social media channels to try to reach folks where they are. But it's a step like this proclamation is another really important step to raise awareness to Nova Scotians that this is important. And here's how easy it is for you to add movement. And you're going to feel better if you do it. So we won't be finished this at the end of the year. We know we're going forward many years. And we're also really excited to start this new project with CCTH about Make Your Move communities in Antigonish, Yarmouth, and Lockport. And that's where we're providing kind of intensive support and presence for the campaign to see if we do that in, like I said, this whole environmental system supporting movement, whether it's through workplaces or schools or neighbors, if we can really help to encourage folks to embrace this cultural shift. So stay tuned.
And for Sheldon's full conversation, head to the opinion section of SaltWire.com. Time now for the Atlantic Sports Wire, presented by Scott Squires.
How great would it be to play professional basketball in your hometown or your home city? Well, let's find out. James French is doing just that. James, you're from Moncton. Welcome to the Atlantic Sports Wire, and you're playing for the Moncton Motion in the Eastern Canadian Basketball League. How's that feel?
It's an amazing feeling. Like you said, I'm a Moncton guy, born and raised. We were speaking earlier, used to watch the Miracles, watch the Magic. So now being in this position where I'm actually a player, going from fan to player is a pretty awesome experience. I'm definitely thankful and grateful for it all.
Let's go back a little bit to your Moncton roots. What's your earliest recollection of picking up a ball and playing, and how'd you get interested in basketball?
Yeah, it's a great question. So I would say I kind of started out when I was like 4 or 5. I was always kind of a taller kid, had a lot of energy, had a hard time staying still. So my parents were kind of just like, let's just put him into sports. So I played soccer, it wasn't really for me. So then my dad thought, let's put him in basketball. He's tall. And then it just kind of worked out. I really enjoyed it. And I was lucky to have some really, really good coaches. When I was younger, that really made me love the game. And I made some friends early on that, I played with all through high school as well. So just having those early connections and positive experiences made me want to stick with the game. And I'm glad I did because it worked out for me. So.
You can check out my full conversation with James by clicking on the video or podcast tab at saltwire.com. And also, you can check it out on our SaltWire YouTube channel. And while you're there, like the video and subscribe. In Halifax, I'm Scott Squires for the Atlantic Sports Wire.
Thank you, Scott. On to weather now to see what's coming up in the forecast. We're going to check in now with our weather specialist, Alistair Alders.
Thanks, Kate. Well, it ended up being an active weather day for parts of HRM yesterday. We had a hail-producing thunderstorm that moved through Beaverbank, Fall River, and near the Halifax Stanfield International Airport. Today, not as active, but we did still have a chance of showers around. We have more sunshine and warmer temperatures in the forecast for the rest of this week. This evening, we'll have partly cloudy skies, just a low chance of showers with the temperature near 4 degrees. And if you're heading out the door first thing, rising from +1 on Wednesday morning with sunny skies. A mix of sun and cloud tomorrow afternoon, and we'll see the high heading up to 14 degrees, winds at times gusting up to 30 kilometers per hour. A general mix of sun and cloud in the forecast for the remainder of the week, and temperatures will be on the rise. We'll see highs in the mid to high teens, especially the further inland. Some coastlines likely a bit cooler. And if you're outside of HRM, say in the Annapolis Valley, looks like we could hit some low to mid 20s by Friday. So certainly not a bad stretch of weather for the rest of the week. Looks like some wet weather returns on Saturday. Kate.
Thank you, Alistair. That's all for now. For more extended video and full online articles, stay tuned to saltwire.com. And you can find us on social media. I'm your host, Kate Walker. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.